he was just full of love. Anybody and everyone would say that he was full of love. He had a lot of love to give. And that's what we miss. We'll never have that back.
These are the memories that Susan Kohli tries to hold on to. Her 80-year-old dad, Bhim Kohli, who loved to stop and chat on his allotment or when he took his dog Rocky out for a walk in the park. But these memories forever tainted by his savage and senseless death in that park next to those allotments, just yards from his front door.
If he was poorly, you can grieve in such a way because, you know, he was poorly. But the way he was taken away from us, that's not acceptable. We can never forgive them for that.
The gentle and placid pensioner left his home to walk Rocky at tea time. In the park, he was racially abused, punched and kicked by a boy aged just 14, encouraged by a girl who was just 12, who laughed and filmed the attack on her phone. His daughter heard shouting and ran outside.
Those images are still in my head, and they will never go. The last things we were hearing from my dad was how much pain he was in and screaming with pain. And my dad never, ever in his life complained about pain. He was my dad, and they took him away from us just because they wanted to pick on him.
His killing raised questions about teenagers and antisocial behaviour, about social media and a rise in racist attacks, and about the response of the police.
It's not the first time that there were reports of antisocial behaviour and racist abuse in this park, but also on Mr. Kohli's street. And yet, according to an internal police report which we've seen, officers failed to link these incidents. We've obtained footage of an attack on another Asian man outside Mr. Kohli's house weeks before he was killed.
These are images from a video of an attack unconnected to Mr. Kohli's death, but which took place outside his house, in which two different teenagers throw rocks and shout racist abuse at a different Asian man. It happened 15 days before Mr. Kohli's death. But although officers identified the boys, they weren't arrested until after Miss Kohli's dad was killed. They weren't involved in his death, but she believes the police should have stepped up patrols.
It's a possibility that if you put these patrols on, it could have deterred the behaviour. And that is where there's a possibility that Dad would still be here.
The internal police report seen by Channel 4 News examines the way officers handled previous incidents of racist attacks in the area. It found officers didn't connect them, saying, "There's nothing to show there was any specific analysis that has taken place to link any pattern to the incidents." In another document that we've seen, the family were told that although the attack 15 days before was acknowledged to be racially aggravated, it wasn't treated as a priority, and that the investigating officer would have had a number of other crimes assigned to him to investigate, and it was a bank holiday weekend, so it was likely that the demand on policing would have been high. The local MP says it highlights a lack of resources in policing. He wants to see parents held responsible for their children's behaviour.
I'm not saying that you charge the parents with the same crimes that the children have committed, but I do believe there should be some responsibility on the parents for making sure their children behave and don't commit these heinous crimes.
Leicestershire Police told us,
"We recognise the concerns raised by Miss Kohli and in the community regarding antisocial behaviour in the Franklin Park area over summer 2024. Prior to Mr. Kohli's death, police were aware of 2 reports of ASB involving youths in the Franklin Park area which were being investigated. Organisational learning in relation to improving our system of logging and tagging ASB incidents. We continue to monitor the area of Franklin Park and have engaged with the community."
Ms. Kohli told me that although the children have been brought to justice, her family have been left with a sense of injustice. The pair were convicted of manslaughter. Only the boy was imprisoned for 7 years. The girl was given a youth rehabilitation order and a 6-month curfew. The Kohli family had lived on the estate for around 40 years without any trouble, but the atmosphere, they say, changed after last summer's Southport riots.
It was after all the Southport riots I started seeing more of these sort of like antisocial behaviour, racial comments being thrown about. Hatred is just being fuelled. But why?
Next week, the Court of Appeal will review the boy's sentence, but not the girl's because of her age.